Hello and welcome in to GMC Final Play. I am Aiden De Silva. Joined with me is Isaiah Ashling Metal, and we are covering Falcons v. Falcons, St. Joseph High School v. Monroe Township High School. Isaiah, how you feeling today?
I'm feeling really good. After last game, we definitely saw what St. Joe's could do offensively. They scored seven, put it past East Brunswick, a team who they only scored one goal against in the game before. And like I said, they put seven past them in the last game. So their offense are definitely looking a lot lively in this game, looking like they could do something.
Yeah, I could not agree more, Isaiah, as we get ready to settle in for this game. Cold night here in Piscataway. Thank you to Piscataway High School for hosting this game. But as we get started, Monroe maintaining possession early here on St. Joe's side of the field. Isaiah on defense, what do you think St. Joe should continue to do and maybe change out?
They should definitely continue what they've been doing all year. They've only conceded two goals in or more in one game so far this season. They need to hold that back line strong, not play a high line, keep control of the ball, especially with their seniors and Zachary Smith and Patrick Koo who have a lot of experience. They just need to keep on continuing, hold up play and just defending as a whole.
Yeah, definitely has. And so far, Saints is a little sloppy with the ball. And Caleb Wade went game the ball, trying to find Joe Marinello. Unsuccessful in that challenge. Elon Mena getting the ball. Back to Joe. Passing. Monroe takes away. A lot of tackling going on. Caleb Ward with the ball, giving it back away to Monroe. Monroe dribbling upfield at the 50. Out of bounds. And a foul on St. Joe's that is on Caleb Ward. Monroe will have a free kick going to St. Joe's.
Yeah, and this is already showing like a really aggressive game, which is what all the fans are really expecting to see in this late night game and this big GMC finals game as well. A lot of aggressiveness. Both teams really want to win, so I won't be surprised if there's a lot of tackling so far.
Yeah, and Isaiah Christian Teo to take this free kick, captain of this Monroe side. He has been a key contributor for them so far this year. Although he was out for a little, he did have 3 assists recently, so it's great to hear from them. And St. Joe's begins to dribble up the side of the field. That is getting tackled by three Monroe players, still maintaining possession out wide, played through and easily corralled by the Monroe goalkeeper. There, great attacking opportunity by St. Joe's there, but unsuccessful.
Yeah, great start for St. Joe's, holding onto the ball and playing down that flank, down that wing with Patrick Kui and Carter Stets. Those are two really lively players, really quick players, and aggressive players, and they'll obviously be really useful in this game.
And recently, St. Joe's has a lot of easy matchups. They've won a lot by large margins, but Monroe will be no easy task. Backing goal is that senior Drew Offenberg, 78 saves so far this season. Just an absolute workhorse back there. St. Joe's definitely has the work cut out for them as they win a free kick here.
Yeah, this might be their most challenging game so far. Monroe were obviously ranked 16th before early in the season, but now they're unranked. But still, this is probably their biggest challenge in the GMC game.
Played out by Monroe. Taking a shot at Darian, and it is good through the uprights for St. Joe's. I'm just kidding, fans, but that is going to be a goal kick for this Monroe side. This Monroe side is 14-3-1 so far to start this season. Obviously, they played very well down the stretch, making it to the finals. Last win getting a hard fought victory against Old Bridge to make it to these finals. And then the St. Joe side, who, of course, is 16-0, led by senior captains Bobby Borky, Zach Smith, Joe Arenello, and Darian. Isaiah, out of those players named, what do you think they need to do to help this team on a cold night like this, where it might be a very gritty game?
Well, that midfield is going to be a really key part. They need to hold on to the ball a lot, which is probably one of the best reasons why they're number 10 in the state. They're just really good on the hold up play.
As Pat Creed dribbles outside on and Monroe is able to clear it. Not quite yet. Heading it, bouncing around. Pat gets a hit on the ball. Elon. No more Trinecki. Blocked. Ball played and out for a St. Joe's throw. And some great offense there by St. Joe's, not giving up the offensive zone. Looking for some more offense here as they get ready to take in the throw. Will likely be Caleb Ward.
Yeah, they just need to keep that up. Honestly, just keep up the pressure, keep Monroe on their feet, especially in this cold game. It favors the offense, so that's what I expect to see Coach Rocca do.
Then you look at the back front here, obviously. You have it headed by seniors Philip B. and Zach Smith. Just absolutely phenomenal players. This ball bouncing around in the box, looking who can get it, and the keeper is able to corral it. Real tough start there for St. Joe's, but love to see this offense repeatedly. And the Monroe keeper gets ready to punch it away, and he does out to the 50. Ball is corralled by the Monroe players. Played out wide, and dribbling down the sideline, looking to cross it in. Great tackle there. Goes out for a Monroe throw in.
Yeah, Darren Woodnorth is really ever on the field. He's definitely seen him at that as a pivot spot at most, but we see him at left back spot playing really good defense.
Phenomenal defense there, just as on cue as the St. Joe's gets ready. Pat through on the goal, dribbling, gets ready to take the shot. And wow, what a defensive play there, Isaiah, by that Monroe defender. Gonna have to get a name on that because he just saved a clear goal there.
Yeah, Joseph Marinello was really through on goal, and the last minute tackle is exactly what the keeper really needed in order to prevent a goal from happening. And Marinello probably scored a hat trick last game. That looked like an open goal for him.
And Isaiah, now we're trying Nike here getting ready to take the St. Joe's corner. St. Joe's has played around a little bit with some of their set pieces and corner takers. Do you think Noah Trenecki's the guy?
He does have the most assists off corners, especially in that one game.
Ball in and keeper grab it.
Yeah, especially in that one game previously in the GMC. He had 2 assists in one game off corners. So we definitely see him probably the most impactful player on those set pieces.
Definitely, as St. Joe's plays it back here, looking for an option, and they just play it out wide. It'll likely go out for an Monroe throw in here, who has definitely been very offensive to start forward to start the game. Definitely not a style of play that St. Joe's is used to, playing teams like East Brunswick who are very defensive oriented. Definitely a mixture of styles. Monroe's trying to be on the offense, but you see Phil Quee playing, defending the ball. Ball played into the box. Easy route there for Bobby Borky.
Yeah, one of the probably best players in the GMC, especially as keepers. He's just everywhere, honestly, and that is probably a key reason why.
Yeah, and ball played back to the goalkeeper. Gets picks it up after dribbling it. Interesting play there, but regardless, Monroe possession as they get ready to dribble up the sideline, passing it out wide, play through, great ball, tiki taka, unsuccessful pass there. Just a lot of back and forth currently. Ball played out wide, all sides for this Monroe team, and St. Joe wins back possession in their own half. For this St. Joe side, you look for key contributors, players like Joe Marinello, Zach Smith, and all these different captains I named earlier. Noah Tranecki, like Isaiah mentioned, tennis to really help propel the St. Joe side, something they've struggled with before the team getting their first goal. Once they do, they really don't just play
Yeah,
the ball deep. Ball played out for St. Joe's throwing.
yeah. In recent years, they have struggled on the offensive side of the game, but this year stuff really changed under Coach Raga. He's definitely been a lot more offensive minded this season, and we definitely saw it last game, like I said, putting 7 past the East Brunswick.
Yeah, you talk to the players on the St. Joe side, and they really like to emphasize that tiki taka style of passing, Isaiah, just constantly back and forth, have defenders turning around. St. Joe throws the ball in. Monroe clears it out to Dick Kadarian, that is, fouled on the play. Now will be a St. Joe's free kick from just around the 30-yard line, getting ready for a possible crossing. Look for a play like Elon Meadow scored a header last game, Isaiah.
Yeah, probably in the same area there as Shoneki was the one who got fouled. Probably in that same area was where Elon scored from the header in the last game. It's just a really good deliverance from either Ruben Horst or Chernecki, I expect.
Yeah, as they start to set up, you see players like Killenwood out wide. Elon, like I said, in the box. Joe Marinello directing traffic. Tranecki puts the ball in. Open. Tapped in. And it is goal! St. Joe side, and it is offsides. No, it's good.
No, the ref called offsides, and that was a really good line there from Monroe. Honestly, held them offsides perfectly, and Patrick Quee, who had the goal, just got disallowed because of that beautiful line.
Isaiah, I was certain that was a goal for the St. Joe side. Amazing play. Better defense by this Monroe team to have that offside strap in. Great eye by the ref to trap. So I see that Caleb Ward plays the ball practically out wide. Pat looking for an outlet into the box. Monroe playing some tough defense, and the ball goes out for St. Joe's throwing. Pat getting ready to throw the ball in. Crunching, that's Caleb Ward getting ready, and Isaiah had my heart sink right there when I saw the ref throw his hand up. I mean,
Yeah, that would have been a really good confidence boost for St. Joe's to get another early goal, which we have seen them do a lot in the more recent games. That just brings up the confidence so much. It allows them to relax a little bit more and hold the ball less.
yes, Caleb Ward throws the ball in, ball bouncing in the box. Played out wide back to Caleb. Puts it into the box. Monroe clears as Xavier Wobax is back to retreat. And the ball goes out of Monroe for a St. Joe's throwing. Wow, that was very chaotic as the ball was bouncing in the box, and then you had that one disallowed goal. I mean, you think St. Joe's has played a good game so far in these first 10 minutes?
Yeah, relatively so. The attack has definitely been looking promising. They just need that final third touch, which they're always missing, honestly, before they get a goal. They need that final touch in the box, or probably a good call, and that's where they need to score.
Yeah, I see. Foul there, so they'll end up for a free kick, basically in the same spot as them. Hope to not see the same result if they do just a touch bit back onside. But these two sides did meet earlier in the year, very early in the season. St. Joe's, of course, winning 3-1. So you have to see that. Hope they can repeat here. But the same two players getting ready to take the shot. You think it'll be Noah or Darian Isaac?
Probably no on this one with the way he's formed.
So he puts it in the box once again. Finding Joe wide and easily crowd by the keeper. Another great opportunity, Isaiah. That's two straight times that Noah's been able to find a St. Joe's attacker as Monroe's back in the offense. But St. Joe's bringing the ball right back. Elon playing the ball out wide to Caleb Ward. Caleb playing in deflected. Monroe punting it upfield. That ball will go out for a St. Joe's throw, and they went back to possession right away. I would say possession's been about 70-30 so far for this game. That is Zach Smith out wide. Played upfield. Ooh, making some moves. Played to Noah Trinecki. Out wide. Tackle made by Monroe player. Aggressive. Very aggressive so far, I'd say, on the St. Joe side as foul is not called and the throw is given to Monroe. As Monroe was throwing a very aggressive defense here. Something St. Joe's is definitely not used to. They've been mainly at ease taking some of these shots, as you saw players like Elon Mena scoring that banger from the 20-yard line last game.
Yeah, they just need take shots on the goalie, keep that play up, keep the aggression up, and I probably will see a goal happening sooner than later.
Foul there against St. Joe's. Monroe ready to take the ball, take it up wide, looking for an outlet, dribbling down the sideline. Gary playing tight knit defense there. Monroe goes out for another throw in. Ball played down the sideline. It's a foot race. Phil Quigg. Ball played into the box. No one home. Monroe player there takes the shot just wide and high. Great opportunity there for Monroe. That both player was able to hit the ball, but Bobby Workey was there regardless. Again, just could go on and on about Bobby Workey, just phenomenal captain for the St. Joe side. Senior season, been a huge reason why St. Joe's is 16-0. So far, 87 saves in 16 games played. No more than two or three goals conceded in a game. And there's a foul there against St. Joe's. Monroe gets up for a close free kick.
Yeah, Monroe's best chance of the game so far. That's what they needed to probably get a goal on the sheet. Playing the probably the 10-yard line. And it's just a really good opportunity. An in swinger or an out swinger probably put in the box and probably test Bobby.
Yeah, I'd imagine ball is going to be played into the box. You see about three attackers there. St. Joe's five defenders. Bobby directing his wall. Monroe lining up the free kick. Whistle. Monroe not happy with what they see. Ref not happy with what he sees. Too much pushing and shoving in the box. His player lines up free kick. Ball played in. Sharp ball. St. Joe's clears. Foul against St. Monroe there. St. Joe's will get back the ball.
Yeah, a lot of physical play. Fouls against both teams. That's what I expected. Just a really game of who wants this win more, who wants this finals game more.
And Xavier Torres plays the ball back to Bobby, who plays it to Darian, caught by Zach Smith. Plays the ball way upfield. Looking for Carter Stets there, unable to find them. Monroe maintains possession, but St. Joe's gains it right back. And then Monroe, once again, in St. Joe's, I'd say it's been back and forth all game. And another foul here against St. Joe's. That's like close to 10 so far. We're not even halfway through this first half.
Yeah, as long as the ref is consistent on these calls, honestly, is what I expect and what I hope.
Yeah, St. Joe's, you especially saw it last game against East Brunswick, very chippy, not happy, a couple of yellow cards. So it will not go down. They will not be fouled without any consequences. You see that Monroe lines up for their free kick at the 50-yard line. A lot of players in the box. Ball played in, headed. St. Joe's maintains possession, kicks it upfield off Monroe attacker, and it will be a St. Joe's throw-in.
Yeah, St. Joe's have been tested a lot more than I expected. Monroe definitely are playing a really aggressive and physical game. And as Rock is now putting subs in for the Falcons, they need to control the ball, control the pace of the game.
Yeah, and you see those two subs, Carlos Hernandez Gonzalez and Luke Ortiz, two very quick, techie players that will definitely add some edge to the St. Joe side. Some of those balls that they may kick up, like Zach Smith, like there, you may see a player like Carlos be able to get to that ball. As Monroe maintains possession, back and forth. Ball played to Elon. Foul there, no call. Advantage play, Carter Sexton. What a touch by Carter. Nobody home that fast. I think he saw a vision nobody else saw there, but ball goes to Monroe keeper easily out wide. Played short. Looking for an outlet. Plays it deep upfield. Nobody home once again. Zach Smith there will likely let it go out for St. Joe's throw, and he does. As the subs get ready to come on, that'll be Carlos coming on for Caleb Ward and Luke Ortiz coming on for Carter Stats. I say so far, very fast-paced match. A lot of fouls, a lot of free kicks. An almost goal was off by a couple inches with that offsides. Do you like how St. Joseph's played so far?
Yes and no to some extent. They have lost the ball a little bit more in the back line, which is obviously a little bit worrying for Rocca. But offensively, they've been playing really solid. They did have that offsides goal. That's what they really need to keep doing. Keep the play up.
Monroe just seems like it's been constant. Really good defense. I think St. Joseph's not necessarily been used to. They've been able to dribble in with ease, and really just been able to settle in the offense. Though not here at all. Monroe playing really good defense. As you see St. Joe's get right and take the throw in on Monroe's side of the field. Noah Trinecki to take the throw in. You know, super far back. As I think we'll do one of those like handstand throw-ins.
I hope not. I really hope I do not see that.
Plays the ball deep. Monroe clears out. Noah with a foot race. Darian wins it. Pressing is Monroe defender. He plays it back to Xavier. Xavier makes a man miss. Monroe wins the ball back in the offensive zone. Dribbling down the sideline, played it. There's nobody home there. Not sure quite what he's doing. Too much pace on the ball, I think, and Bobby Borky is easily able to corral it. He plays the ball deep upfield, looking for Joe Marinello. Unable to corral it there. St. Joe's wins back possession, but a lot of back and forth here. Zach Smith trying to clear the ball. Monroe wins it and just passes it to Bobby Borky.
Yeah, back to that one play that the Monroe player had on goal. Xavier looked Tavares. He just held the ball a little bit too much, and that's what has been a little bit more of a struggle for St. Joe's. Probably one of their more weaknesses. They just hold the ball a little bit too much. They don't play the ball doing around the players as much.
Yeah, as Luke Ortiz are on goal here, looking for an outlet pass. Finds Joe Marinello, makes it through. The goalkeeper wins the battle with the ball there. St. Joe's amazing passing, just unable. Monroe with phenomenal defense, taking deflection off that ball. But another great offensive chance for St. Joe's. Love to see it early in this game.
Yeah, Marinello with that almost on goal chance again. His pace combined with his skill is just really good for St. Joe's.
Monroe is through on goal here, nobody to beat. Bobby Boyke comes out and challenges him, and the ball is still bouncing around in the box. Monroe player keeps it in bounds, and St. Joe's clears it. Wow, Isaiah, that was very close to being a goal. Great decision there by Bobby to come out and challenge the player who would have an easy shot.
Yeah, what a save there from Bobby Boogie, who just is everywhere so far this game. And that's what you need to see him do.
Yeah, phenomenal play there, Isaiah. And if you want to look around the St. Joe's sports world, so far you have two of our fall sports teams undefeated. That is in St. Joe's and football and soccer, who both play tonight. But now we come back to this game as Pat Quee plays the ball deep, too much pace there, and Monroe goalkeeper will corral it with ease. Passes out wide to his wing back, looking for an outlet down the sideline. St. Joe's pressing, wins the ball back. Step there, playing out wide to Pat Quee, looking for a teammate. Too many defenders in the area, and Monroe picks off the ball, dribbling into open space, playing it deep over his teammate's head, and St. Joe's defenders are there and play it out for a Monroe throw in.
This is probably the most stress I've ever seen the St. Joe's defense so far this year. Or one really good chance on goal, but just a really solid save from Bobby Boyke. Xavier Tavares giving the ball away. They've been put under a lot of pressure so far, and they need to figure out a way how to handle that.
Yeah, they've done a decent job so far, Isaiah. I mean, not obviously that one good chance, but so far I feel like Zach Smith, Phil Quee have done a great job of just managing this defense, not besides that one chance, not letting anything by them, clearing the ball wide when they need to, not forcing anything. So we love to see that. St. Joe's maintains possession, middle of the field. Pat Quee takes a turn, one man to beat, and he's fouled there. Well, St. Joe's wins advantage there. Carlos gets to the ball, looking for a teammate in the box, makes the man miss, and Monroe clears it.
That's that pace from Carlos.
Yeah, Carlos. And that is a great tackle by Darian and not letting Monroe have any momentum, but they do win the throw in there. But that is amazing pace by Carlos. They won St. Joe's the advantage there because Darian throws a man to the ground, and that will be a Monroe free kick on their side of the field.
Yeah, impressive talent challenge there from Ruben Horse. He's really everywhere. We saw him come out up over from the 30-yard line to get that tackle, and that's what a captain's supposed to do.
Yeah, and you look towards the box and you see number 15, Christian Durant, walking on the 30 now. The ball's played in. St. Joe's clears it wide. Monroe gets it, taking a shot, and it is good. Isaiah, that would have been good from about 60 yards out. Some NFL teams should start looking at that man. But none, regardless, it is a St. Joe's goal kick. But just going back, Christian Durant so far, Christopher Durant, excuse me, has 15 goals so far for this Monroe side and 7 assists. He leads both of those categories for his team. So, senior graduating student, he's an amazing contributor. So, you know St. Joe's will want to look out for him. As Monroe wins back possession, that's Christopher on the ball. Carlos gets it, plays it back, finds Elon. Monroe kicks out wide, and nobody is St. Joe's throwing. Carlos will take it. Carlos looking for a teammate. Throws it over Luke Ortiz's head to Joe, and it goes out of bounds for a Monroe throw, and not what you want to see out of the St. Joe side. Giving the ball right back.
Yeah, a little bit of a mistake there from Carlos.
A lot of back and forth from these two teams. No team really able to maintain possession too much, especially in that inner 20 yards. A lot of back and forth, so that's an unequal matchup so far. Both teams have had their fair chances. Obviously, St. Joe's the offsides goal, and Monroe was clear on net if Bobby Wickie didn't come out, so definitely a good matchup here in these GMC finals. And as we look on past these GMC finals, obviously these state tournaments will be coming up soon. St. Joe starts their matchup Tuesday against versus Hightstown at 5 p.m. So make sure to be there or tune in on our live stream. We'll be likely live streaming that game. As the Monroe goalkeeper plays it, Xavier challenges the ball, wins it, dribbling upfield, trying to find a teammate, finds nobody. Monroe wins back the ball on their own defensive front. Hackby not letting up. Monroe down the sideline. Some good passing. Some really good passing. Through on looking for an outlet. Finds his teammate out wide. And the ball is dribbled out for a St. Joe's goal.
Yeah, and Monroe, all of them playing really well. I feel like they're just going to struggle all game to break through this defense, which is exactly what St. Joe's have been key on the entire season. They've been holding their own for so many games, and I do not see it changing this game.
Yeah, and as you see Caleb Ward and Karstets come back on, and players like Pat Quee and Noah Trenecki come off, definitely want to give them a breather. Bring back on these two phenomenal starters. As Bobby Wookie plays the ball deep. Carter Stet's in the area. Race for the ball. Carlos plays it to Darian. Elon wins it. Player hurt. Player down on the ground. Gotta wonder if ref's gonna stop play. He does. Gotta hope he's okay. Gets up. Looks to be fine. Will likely get subbed off. And then there's a Monroe throw in here. I
Yes.
just threw that ball off the Monroe player, no?
I thought so too. The fans are not appreciative of it. Coach Rock is not appreciative of it, and the refs keep holding their ground.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm sure the ref was focusing on the down players and no fault to him. You don't want to see any players here. As Monroe throws the ball in, nobody home. Darian wins back possession easily. Played out wide to Zach Smith. There's the Carter Stats playing along that sideline. Monroe back possession, looking for an offensive attack here. Ball's out for a Monroe throw in, or free kick, excuse me. Looking for an outlet down the sideline and nobody home. Bobby Borky will be out there. And a little confusion there. And Bobby's fouls. Not happy with that at all. None of the coaches are. No card at all. Regardless, St. Joe's going.
Yeah, Bobby with the stare down there. He did not like that foul at all. I don't know what he's really complaining about. He did bring the ball outside of his box.
Yeah, he's not happy with that. Regardless, it'll be a St. Joe's free kick. Is they line up. We have just over 15 minutes left to play in this first half of GMC play. Isaiah, so far, who do you think been the better team?
I think it's harder to tell than you think. I think both of them have been equally are good so far. Monroe has definitely had their chances on the attack, and they definitely held the ground defensively. Same thing for St. Joe's. It's just a battle of the midfield who's going to be the better team.
Yeah, you like to see players picking each other up. Like Peter saw Gilbert mishandled pass. St. Joe's able to crowd the ball, but then St. Joe's fouls Monroe. Now it'll be a Monroe another free kick. That's over 10 for the game so far. Is that
Yeah, and this is Another key opportunity for Monroe to get a shot on goal as Bobby sets up his wall. Oh, he got brought back.
Yeah, and you see a lot of players crowding in the box. So Monroe probably looking for deflection. His ball's played deep and down the sideline. Ball headed in, and St. Joe's cleared it out. Maintaining possession so far. Played for Carlos. They're lightning quick. Still has possession and appears to be fouled, but St. Joe's still dribbling down the sideline. And the ball is out. And it would be a St. Joe's throw and no advantage played there, Isaiah. I think it was too far past for foul, but they're going to St. Joe's corner kick here.
I think it should have been a card there too. That was definitely an attack on goal, and no, just stopped right there. No card was given at all. So a little bit confused from the ref.
Yeah, Isaiah, the St. Joe's coaches are furious so far with the refs calling. Obviously, earlier in the game, a lot of evens, but so far, a couple calls moving Monroe's way. But regardless, St. Joe's corner kick here. Noah will likely take it. Look for another play like the past two. Oh, never mind. That would be Daring taking the corner here. A lot of pushing and shoving in the box here. Ball's played in. Short. Daring gets the ball back along the sideline. Chipped in. Looking for a head. Finds Zach, but just not enough pace on it. But nice chance of St. Joe's getting another shot on goal.
Yeah, good service from Horse, but Zach just couldn't get enough under the ball right into the goalie's hands.
And you see some St. Joe subs get ready to come back on. That is Pat Quee and Noah Trenecki. Seems like Coach Rock is kind of running this like 13-man rotation, Isaiah. Think it's been paying off?
So far, yeah, we haven't seen the physical toll on it yet. But I think as later in the game, Rocca might have to explore some more options.
And definitely St. Joe's looking at offensive front here. Finds Carter Stets along the sideline, looking to cross it in. Takes a deflection right to the goalkeeper. Another great chance for St. Joe's there. Monroe did not want to keep moving the ball in their own half if they have the fast possession. Goalkeeper punts it deep. Monroe with the ball. Play to Xavier, who kicks it out for Monroe throwing.
Yeah, I think Xavier is a little bit frustrated with the few fouls and balls he has given away, but he's obviously one of their better players. I do not expect anything less from him.
Yeah, as you see those two players, Atquee and Noah Trinity back on the field. Look Ortiz and Carlos giving them a breather. Some great minutes by those two. Fans clapping up for them. Monroe gets ready to take their throw in on the other side of the field. Ball is played. Find the Monroe head. St. Joe's plays it out wide. Noah with the ball. A lot of volleying going on. Monroe plays it out wide. Kilboard steps and misses, but Monroe with the ball out on great defense there by Xavier. Now will go out for a St. Joe's goal kick. So phenomenal defense there by Xavier to get to step and get the deflection off the Monroe player.
Yeah, really good job there from the junior center back. He's another player who's really everywhere on the pitch. We see him score goals. We see him get stops as well.
Yes, Monroe heads it back there to Noah, looking for a teammate. Plays it to Joe Marinello along the sideline. Joe's been a little quiet so far this game. We look to get him going. He can do it at any point, as Caleb Ward and Elon lets that ball go. I think he thought there was a teammate behind him. Nobody home. Monroe starts dribbling down the sideline. Ball with just too much pace goes out for St. Joe's throwing.
Yeah, Murno, like you said, just one of the more experienced players. Varsity for 3 years so far, and he's definitely been a really great impact. An all GMC player, an all conference player, all red division player. He's one of the best players in the league.
Yeah, we'd like to thank you for joining us on this Halloween night. Hope you guys had a great day, great Friday, moving into November holiday season. As Monroe, a lot of heading back and forth. Ball's played to Carter Stets, who finds his teammate down the sideline. The ball goes out for St. Joe's, I believe, free kick. All the way back there when Carter got fouled on a play. Yeah, that would be a St. Joe's free kick along the 50, right along the sideline.
Yeah, looks like some studs connected with Carter's foot there, but he'll be okay. He just got up well, but another opportunity for Wuvenhorst to step in and probably in swing the ball again.
Yeah, they've been some great free kicks so far. They're free kicks and corners, so would love to see what they have to play. A little far out though is plays the ball deep. Darian gets it all the way there, headed out wide. Elon met on the ball, harder with it, and Monroe wins it back, but it goes out for St. Joe's throwing. St. Joe's looks to stay on the offensive.
Yeah, probably a long throw in here. And basically a set piece for St. Joe's. They've run it so many times, and they have scored a few goals from that long throwing
Yeah, as you
opportunity.
see Caleb Ward get ready to take the stone. He's one of the matchup with that him, Mason Atkins, and Noah Trenecki, three really good players when it comes to the throw in. As he runs up, throws it in Caleb Ward, that is. Played deep. Zach Smith misses the header. Monroe just kicks it out wide and punts it upfield. Player there makes a turn, but nobody home. Xavier with the ball plays it back to Bobby Borky. Monroe pressing, and Bobby punts it upfield. A lot of players, a lot of St. Joe's players, they can get a pack on, and nobody there. It's Monroe defense with the ball. Plays it out wide. Back to the center back. Monroe still in possession. Some great ball movement there as the ball goes out for St. Joe Monroe, excuse me, throwing a lot of Falcons in this game, Isaiah.
Yeah,
That
but like you were saying, Monroe, what they've been doing well is just breaking from this press, which a lot of teams who play St. Joe's really struggle to do. They can't break from the press, and St. Joe's pounce on their mistakes. But Monroe have been doing really good from the back, and that's probably what's frustrating St. Joe's the most.
yeah, Isaiah, it feels like they're two very, very similar teams in terms of how they both press and don't really let the other team get anything going. So definitely a very even matchup so far this game. It's Monroe looking for some offense here. St. Joe's very aggressive here, trying to win the ball back. Deflected there, and Noah Trinecki just clears it out wide. The ball goes back right back to Monroe. Found a teammate. St. Joe's clears it once again. Back to Monroe. Just a lot of like pinball here, Isaiah. And
Yeah, I feel like every spot in this game for both sides have been really well, besides the midfield, who both honestly give up the ball a little bit too much more than they want expect, and that's probably what has been the biggest impact for both teams.
we have just under 9 minutes left to play in this game. This game's still tied 0-0. Ball went out for St. Joe's throw in. As they get ready to maintain possession here. Caleb Ward runs up. Excuse me, that's not Caleb. That was Carter Stats. Oh, no, that was Caleb. Sorry. And there's a foul there on the play. So St. Joe's gets the ball right around their own 30. This is not football. Another free kick, guys. You can go for a set piece. This looks a little far.
Yeah, Zachary Smith does have a boot though. He could definitely send that ball. He's known for those long balls up. He has a few assists from them as well.
He don't like to take the pick. Takes it just about as far as he can. Ball played out wide to Phil Quee there. Phil Quee all the way up in that center back position. Joe's wins back possession. Pat Quee with the ball, takes the shot, and saved there by the Monroe keeper. A great shot there by Pat. Just a little more pace on it, but regardless, still a great shot, great opportunity, great save, all around phenomenal play there.
Yeah, not enough power from Patrick Queen made him more of a saving practice routine for the keeper, but still really good chances to really test the goalie.
Yeah, St. Joe's wins back possession here. Not for long, but once again gaining it back. So he finds Carter Stets down the sideline looking for an outlet. Plays it, intercepted there by Monroe, who looks to start their own offensive attack. Ball played deep. St. Joe's defender there, that is Zach Smith. Easily there to defend, just phenomenal defense. Zach committed to Molenberg College, playing there next season, so congrats to him. As ball goes up for Monroe throwing. Ball played in, chipped, out of bounds for St. Joe's throwing. So right back to St. Joe's. Feels like that's the story of the game, Isaiah.
Yeah, just a lot of it. Struggled to hold on to possession from both squads. Really physical, really high press, which is probably what's been the biggest factor as Mason Atkins makes his way on the field.
Yeah, and you love to see a player like Mason Atkins, very gritty, very defensive minded. So while St. Joe's had some cracks in the defensive zone, you would like to see those patched up with Mason. A lot of passing back and forth it feels between the two teams as Monroe heads it back. St. Joe's wins back possession, and Monroe gets it, trying to take the shot, does, and out wide. Wow, Isaiah, that was a phenomenal chance there from Monroe. Could have easily scored a goal there, but ball played out wide and goes out for St. Joe's goal kick.
I mean, at least put the ball on target and test Boyke, but not even that. It was a really good chance. No defender in front of him.
Monroe wins possession back right away, trying to find the teammate Megs. Noah Trinecki trying to find the hacker on the offense, and ball just goes out for St. Joe's throw in. Subs coming on. That is the freshman Braden Shepard and Carlos Venegas Benuelos come back on. So new player added to the substitution as we saw some 13 man now Braden's the 14th man to come onto this pitch. As you see Joe Marinello take a break, first break of the game with just over 5 minutes left to play. And Darian Woodhorst also taking a break. Oh, excuse me, that was Phil Packley. St. Joe's throw in on their own side. Play it deep. Monroe wins back the ball. Still outside and foul there. St. Joe's pleading for a card They're very, very upset with no card there, especially Bobby Borky, very adamant, very upset. Regardless, St. Joe's free kick there as they play it out wide to Xavier, who almost just loses the ball. And there's another foul, and St. Joe's is furious with this ref. Ref now running over to the player. No talking to the coach, excuse me, of St. Joe's, telling him to cut it out with the talking. They are furious with this now, Isaiah. You think that was card worthy?
Probably both of them should deserve a card. I don't know what the refs on about honestly, but if the ref's not going to give Monroe cards, I think it's fair. He's really keeping this game really physical. As just
The same
another foul
as
has happened.
the game in terms of physicality. Both sides do not let up. Furious. Isaiah, you wonder if this will carry over in the second half as Monroe chips the ball in. Bobby Borky there easily corrals it.
Yeah, well
Punts
done
it,
from Bobby there.
punts it deep to find Shepard. Does not win the header, but the no Trinecki gets it. Headed there by the Monroe team. Trinecki with the ball, deflected. Monroe maintains possession. St. Joe's wins it right back. Mason Atkins on the ball. Nobody there. Goes out for a Monroe throw in. You gotta hope this game calms down, Isaiah, but foul after foul and no cards given by the ref here. I wonder if it's just mutual play on. If he understands the pace in terms of this game, that you have just about 4 minutes left to play. Ball headed there. Mason plays it into the center of the field. Nobody home. Ball played out wide for Monroe. Looking to get an offensive going. Finds his teammate. Plays it into the box. Somebody there passing it, and great deflection there by Xavier, possibly saving a goal there. St. Joe's looks to get their offensive attack going. Eli Mena with the ball, a lot of space, dribbling. That's a foul is given there. I am not sure that was a foul, Isaiah, but regardless, Elon was dribbling the ball. Player fell to the ground, and Monroe wins back possession.
Yeah, maybe he's put his boot over the other player's boot, which is probably my only explanation. If that's the case, then fair play from the ref, but the fans definitely did not like that call.
Yeah, I think these St. Joe's fans are about ready to run on the pitch, Isaiah. They are not happy so far, but regardless, no game. Ball goes out for a Monroe throw in.
It's probably the most excited 0-0 game I've seen so far at St. Joe's play, even though there's not a lot of them. Just a lot of physicality from both sides. This is similar to the East Brunswick game way back when in the beginning of the season.
Yeah, I remember that game, Isaiah. And just before this game, the women's GMC's championship happened, and that game went into penalties. So you got to wonder if it's going to be GMC Magic. Is ball deflected in St. Joe's free kick they're given for St. Joe's. A little worrisome as the ball was played at the edge of the box there. Could have been considered a handball, but just inside the box. Bobby hurt on the ground. Not happy with the card at all. Bobby putting on a bit of theatrics. You got to wonder, Isaiah, but possibly injured.
Yeah, as we see Gabe Meta starting to warm up on the bench, Bobby Bookie is taking a while to get up.
Yeah, Bobby might be here. We're going to take a break here and let you guys know his status. We are back there, Bobby, where he seemed to be all right. So great to hear. Monroe plays the ball. Xavier heads it, finds Darian, who heads it upfield. Noah with the ball. Makes a bunch of defenders miss. Plays it out wide. Elon dribbling for the ball, gets to it, trying to find a teammate. Ball played out for St. Joe's. Throwing is, you got to imagine another one of these long throws will take place by
Yeah,
Mason Atkins, a specialist at that.
yeah, really good opportunity from Mason's arm to just throw one in. I definitely see a chance here for St. Joe's as almost everyone goes up into the box.
Yeah, and Isaiah, you see a bit of a form change as St. Joe's goes for the throw in. Ball played deep, and ball bouncing in the box and keeper corrals it. But you see a bit of a formation switch here. Carter Stitz was on that far side of the field, that left center mid position for a long majority of this game, but he moved to this side. What do you think the move for Coach Rocco will do for this team?
I think that might be a little bit more of a defensive change, honestly, with Carter on that right foot. Probably just to hold up the ball on that stronger side when he's on the right. Same thing with Caleb Ward.
Yes, Monroe keeps the ball here. Advantage played. Plays it out wide. Loses possession. Mason trying to find a teammate. Or just let it go out of bounds. Monroe player gets a foot on it. Xavier with the ball. Fouled on the play. A lot of fouls so far, Isaiah. I cannot emphasize it enough. As we have just over a minute left to play. Xavier looking to punt it deep, and he does. Finds Joe, excuse me, Carlos goes right over his head. Darian gets the ball. Plays it out wide to Mason. Just about 50 seconds left to play.
Not a lot of time.
Elon defended well there by Monroe, who wins possession, looking for their own offensive attack, and ball stays in bounds. Oh, correction, that ball went out of bounds, and it'll be St. Joe's Falcons thrown. Just about 30 seconds left to play. Want to get an attack going, but Monroe wins the ball right back. Not too many players in the offensive zone. St. Joe's playing aggressive, wins the ball. Darian on the ball. Plays it to Elon, who chips it to no man's land. Monroe wins it. St. Joe's gets it right back. Caleb fouled. St. Joe's fouled, and the card is given.
First card of the game after how many fouls?
I say that is with 13 seconds left. Card is given, and this will likely be the last play of the half. Look for St. Joe's to get something going, as that player is subbed out for the first card of the game. St. Joe's getting ready to go into half. Isaiah, how do you feel so far after this first half?
Just really physical, really, really physical from both squads, and that's what they want. They want to win this game. Whoever is just a more physical
Last
team.
kick played in and over everyone's head, and that will likely lead into the end of the half. This is GMC Soccer. I'm your commentator, AJ De Silva. Joined with me is Isaiah Metal, and we will see you back in the second half.
And we are back for some more of the GMC finals action as St. Joe's takes on Monroe here in a cold Thursday night, Friday night in Piscataway. I'm Isaiah Metal. Join me is Aiden De Silva as St. Joe's and Monroe have been battling so far in this first half. Aiden, what have you noticed in that game so far?
Yeah, Isaiah, very, very aggressive. Seems gets a shot off here, but very, very aggressive so far. A lot of fouls on both sides. A couple possible cards so far, but only one given. And St. Joe's really angry with the calls there, but so far, very happy with the play.
Yeah, there's the ball just goes out of bounds there from that play from Zachary Smith. And now Monroe have a chance on the counterattack. Big foot in there from Caleb Ward. No card given there from the ref as that player is down. I would definitely feel his pain there.
Isaiah, it looks like we're continuing that first half struggles of all these fouls so far, no cards given. Just going to be a repeat of that first half, and if it is, God hope everyone comes out alive.
Yeah, just really physical from both sides. I've said it before. You said it before as well. Over probably about 20 fouls in that first half. It's just been really ridiculous. Now Monroe with a short free quick kick. Ball tried to be played in the box, but Zachary Smith is there like usual and gets the stop.
Yeah, that's been one thing so far solid for the St. Joe's side is their defense. They have not allowed too many chances, only one or two serious, and none of us see have gone in the back of the net. So you really want to see them continue that as their offense has not really been able to get it going so far like they have in previous games.
Monroe step in for the throw in as it just goes out of play and they get a second chance.
They see St. Joe's dribbling upfield here, looking for a player out wide, nobody home. Monroe clears it out wide, and they go still dribbling, finds a teammate. St. Joe's trying to clear the ball. A lot of battling going on so far. Ball goes out from St. Joe's throw in. Still a very aggressive game so far. Is just a lot of back and forth, not maintaining possession for too long, and you love to see it. Say 5 seconds. I'm the voice of the St. Joe's throw in here as they get ready to take it. Coach Rocker looks to be pacing angsty on the sideline here as he gets ready. When we welcome Isaiah back into the conversation, to see the step back for a brief moment. I said you didn't miss too much, just a lot of the same thing.
Yeah, now as I can say it there as Patrick Queen now with the ball in the midfield and finds Caleb Ward on the attack. Plays it all the way out wide, switches field, finds Joseph Marinello. Over the chip, and he gets drawn for the foul there. As now another good chance for St. Joe's in that 10-yard spot.
Yeah, Isaiah, 4 minutes into this half, and there's already a lot of fouls being committed again, once again. St. Joe's, one thing really positive out of that first half has been their set pieces, those corner kicks, those free kicks. They found a lot of different open bodies, got a lot of shots on goal, so you just got to hope one of them falls into the back of the net, just like that Pat Quee goal that got called back.
Charnecki and Ward step on this free kick. A lot of St. Joe's players dancing in that box. Charnecki sets it in. No green pressure found there as it just goes out. Good work there from Wubenhorst as he plays it out. And Zachary Smith gets that thrown for St. Joe's.
Yeah, Zach Smith. Caleb Ward gets ready to take this stone as Zach Smith retreating back into that defensive front. St. Joe's has been in the offensive zone for majority of this first half, second half, so you love to see that. Caleb Ward throws it in deep, but St. Joe's want to get that offense going.
Monroe struggling to get that first clearance. Charnecki trying to chase it down. Ends up going to Carter Stets by the corner flag. St. Joe's throwing and probably another deep chance for them.
Yeah, they love those deep throws so far. I, I hate to be using these big numbers off ton, but like at least 10 of those deep throws by a combination of Caleb Ward, Mason Atkins, and No Trinecki.
Stets throws it in. Deflected off the first Monroe player. And Monroe trying to find that counterattack, but they win the throw in instead. Now with time. Ward tries to get there immediately and good defending, but Monroe just get the ball right back for another throw in. Another ball down the line. That time it was Wubenhorst getting the clearance and no possession so far in these last 10 seconds.
Yeah, Isaiah, this is a lot of what we saw in that first half. There was a lot of back and forth, no clear possession game from either team as they just fight back and forth. Very aggressive, never give up mentality.
Xavier with composure tries to play it to his teammate Mena, but bad communication as the ball goes out of play. And Monroe now have a chance for a throwing opportunity.
Yeah, and in the second half, Isaiah, you want to see a lot of these players turn it on. Players who have just been phenomenal so far for this St. Joe's team. Just to name a few, you could talk about all these players endlessly, but players like Pat Clee, who's really turned it on in the second half of the year, 7 goals, and a majority of those in the second half. Young player like Drayden Shepherd scored 2 goals so far this year. He's been subbing in and out of this game. Could see him just ignite this St. Joe's team. Caleb Ward, Carlton Douglas, more or less, just endless players for the St. Joe's team. It can really be the difference maker. I feels like 1 goal might be the difference maker so far today.
Mena over two defenders ends up getting the ball out. Just couldn't get it back into the game as it goes out of bounds from Monroe throwing. Mena tries to get back to defense. Xavier couldn't get past the defender. Now it's a 2-on-2. Ball played deep in the box. No one there besides Ruben Horst and good clearance.
Yeah, great defense there by St. Joe's. Been saying that all day. They've just been phenomenal.
Yeah, as this game keeps going, not a lot of opportunities from both squads so far in this half as the ball's played in the box. Shot opportunity. Really good deflection there from Ward. Rebounds. Way too far though. No threat for Bobby Boy. He goes right out of bounds for a goal kick, but that was some good build-up play from Monroe.
Isaiah, that's like the third good field goal we've seen so far today. Just very excited shooting by these both of these teams, just skying it. You want to see them get those shots down.
Bob Witter right back into Bobby Boyke's territory as he and Zachary Smith both work for the connection. And Bobby just sort of flops on the floor but ends up getting a free kick.
Bobby seems to be hurt again. You gotta hope he's truly okay. Second time so far this game. Hope it's not the same body part, but seems to be getting up okay. And there's a fan chirping him on the side on the sideline. Bobby working his way slowly up.
Yeah, Bobby's struggling to get up. He's definitely got beat down a little bit too many times for his liking, and he has been putting in a shift all season. And we probably see that toll, that effort probably paying in now.
And it'll be a St. Joe's free kick here. Refs discussing possibly about that foul.
Bobby Boyke finally able to put the ball down, and Smith just boots it up wide into the 50. Joe Marnell to Patrick Quee. Tries to connect it back to Joe, but goes out for a throw in.
St. Joe's right back on the offense here after Monroe was very aggressive. St. Joe's right back here. It's been the story of the game.
Ward with a deep throw in. Tries to find Marnell, ends up going to Mena. He gets the second touch. Tries to play it through to Charnecki, but he did not see that ball going through, and the keeper is able to pick up the ball there. But a really threatening chance there from St. Joe's.
Yeah, obviously not able to get the pace he wanted on that ball regardless. Amazing shot opportunity there. You saw he scored a goal like that earlier, the last game, excuse me, off of a volley. So you could definitely see Elon bang it out from just about anywhere on this Monroe side of the field.
Monroe now on the ball, trying to connect in the midfield as they play the ball back. Charnecki with a deep press, and he does get called for a foul. That's another foul against St. Joe's.
I say we should have had a foul counter going so far this game. I'd like to know just how many times both teams have gone it. It seems about even, but definitely 10 plus, I would say, for both teams.
Yeah, both teams are playing really physical soccer, and that's honestly what you expect in a finals game. Both teams really want to win this game as Patrick Quee almost wins that ball. Both teams are playing with their full aggression. This is probably one of the few games that actually has meaning to them as states loom on for a while. They have a bit of a break, but this is a game they both really want to win.
Yeah, 100%, Isaiah.
Murnau on the ball with a player on his back, finds men in the midfield. Good idea from Mena, ends up going to Joe. Good work for Marinello. He tries to break one and two defenders, but he does get called for a free kick there. And St. Joe's with another opportunity as Marinello gets put down on the ground.
Yeah, Isaiah, I imagine this will be another in swinger here. Can't imagine he's going to look for the goal here. Bit of a wide angle to really try to find the back of the net, but you could definitely see a lot of players like Zach Smith and Elon Mena look for them in the box here. Or even a possible deflection is it'll be Noah Chernecki like he taking it again.
Caleb Ward and Charnecki stepping on this box, on the ball. Ward steps out of it, so it's just Charnecki now. Charnecki sets one in, finds a player, could not get that final header though, as now Patrick Quee lets that ball bounce out for St. Joe's possession.
Because that'll be a throw in right along the corner here, and Caleb Ward, a master of these long throws, will take it basically like a corner kick. 10 minutes into this second half, and still 0-0.
Ward trying to break through with the throwing. Mena with the first header. Mena brought down the box. Shot taken. Just too far left though. No threat for the keeper.
Yeah, and Isaiah, I think that's like the third shot of the game where St. Joe's has had good looks, just not able to really get too much pace on the shot. That was Elon, obviously, a couple minutes ago. Joe on that shot, and I believe Pat had one earlier. But you love to see those opportunities forming for St. Joe's.
Mena. A lot of physicality there as he goes onto the ball. No foul there. Goes out for a throwing from Monroe. Xavier wins that one-on-one there really well. Could work there from Carter Stetz. Just loses the ball with that touch, but Wubenhorst is able to clean up. He gets brought down. Late call there from the ref as Wubenhorst gets up with frustration there as Duke Ortiz gets ready to come back in.
Isaiah, the fans are roaring on this St. Joe side, furious with these calls and lack of fouls.
Yeah, the ref is really letting the kids play, honestly, just not giving any cards really with all these fouls. I'm pretty sure a lot of players have had multiple fouls, but no cards given. The referee sees the gravity of this game.
Yeah, and Isaiah, you gotta respect it. Obviously, you don't want a finals game to be decided by the ref, and he's really taking that to heart. Does not want any unjust free kicks or cards to really play the pace of this game.
Monroe gets that ball dribbled up. Keeps going. Well done there from Philippi. Last man defender there as the ball goes out for Monroe throwing.
Yeah, that was very good defense there by St. Joe's. As you see, Monroe will likely possibly line up one of these long throw-ins, just like St. Joe's loves to do. But great defense there by St. Joe's, not letting Monroe get any shots on goal there.
Throwing about to be taken. Keep in the box. Monroe has a chance. Still no service yet. Still in the box. Gets a shot. Good defending block there, and just gets booted out of play. Really good chance for Monroe. Even better defending. Monroe still on the ball, however. Ball played in the box. Offsides, finally the call there, but a really good connection play there from Monroe. But again, that last man for St. Joe's with the defense.
Isaiah, that was very scary on the St. Joe's defense. I think the ball that almost got to Bobby got deflected before it made it, but very well could have been a 1-0 game. So great to see St. Joe's in possession, able to calm down a bit, maintain possession, and get an attack going.
Zachary Smith now with the long ball. Marinello now with the ball. Tries to find Patrick Quee, unable to get that touch to go through the defender. Phillip with the cover. Mena now in the midfield. Finds Stetz. Tries to play the ball up. Finds Carlos Venegas Manuelos. But just goes out there. He wins the ball and wins the St. Joe's throwing as well on top of that.
Yes, fans stomping their feet on this, trying to get the St. Joe's offense going. Not too many chances so far in the second half, so really want to see their kids show out as they get ready. Finish this GMC game just over 25 minutes left to play.
Luke Ortiz making his way on for Noah Charnecki. Caleb Ward now steps up for this throwing. With almost every St. Joe's player within that 30-yard box. Throwing taken. First touch. No one in the box. No one's there, and Rocco was really livid over that call and a foul given against St. Joe's.
Yeah, Rocca not very happy with the St. Joe's play calling there. As nobody was home in Monroe, now looking for an offensive chance. Nobody home from them there, and St. Joe's will get possession right back. Almost like a drop ball there.
Robert plays it out wide to Zachary Smith, his Franklin brother. Ball played down the line, trying to find Patrick Quee. 1 man to the feet. Marinello with a little bit of space now on the ball. Plays it out wide. Carter steps on the wing. He gets brought down. Really good defending there from Monroe. And St. Joe's unable to break this last line of defense.
Yeah, no fouls there, just some clean, really solid defense by Monroe here. As Carlos comes back onto the pitch, and that will give Pat Quee a break. But some really solid defending by Monroe when it needed it most. No fouls, no unnecessary, just straight up defense.
Carter steps, throws the ball down the line. Marinello unable to get that strong touch, but Zachary Smith is able to clean it up. Great ball there from Smith. Ball brought down. That's a call. A flop call there from the ref. No penalty given. And the fans are going livid. A little bit of confusion there. But Monroe gets the lucky free kick.
Isaiah, I believe that was Caleb Ward who got a card there for the flop. Seems to be ignoring that play. Maybe he knows what he did wrong there, but St. George fans for a minute there thought they were about to get a penalty.
Yeah, a lot of confusion there as the ref did blow his whistle in the box there, foul. But again, cleanup play from Monroe, and Caleb Ward had nothing to do besides fall.
Yeah, I mean that's what you teach your players, especially at this age. You feel contact in the box, you just go down.
Ball played down. Monroe unable to get it there in that foot race as Bobby Boogie is able to pick up the ball for a goal kick.
Yeah, and in these last 5 minutes, Monroe has not gotten too much offensive generated so far. It's been a lot of just kicking it upfield and St. Joe's winning back possession, especially these last 2 to 3 touches by Monroe. So you love to see that for the St. Joe side.
Bad touch there from Moving Horse in the back. Now forced press. Bobby Boogie's trying to be able to get rid of the ball. Philip Quee has nothing to do but just kick the ball out of bounds as Monroe bench and the fans are getting hyped.
Yeah, they're getting very excited so far. Monroe back right on the ball.
Xavier trying to close it up, and he does just that. He gets brought down. Another foul there, and now
Isaiah,
everyone's getting loud.
Isaiah, I think that was a clear card in my opinion. Sorry, fans, we did not catch that foul, but in my opinion, that was a clear card. Clipped his foot right there. Could have been dangerous, but regardless, St. Joe's wins possession back.
Yeah, Rocker there was livid, but no call there from the ref as the ball gets played down the line. Marinello unable to get past both the Monroe players there as they're able to get a strong clearance. Smith to Wubenhorst. Not a lot of time on the ball for any player, really, as a lot of press has been happening, especially in that midfield area, as Wubenhorst has Caleb Ward down by his right. He breaks by one defender, tries to break by the second, but unable to there as it goes out for a goal kick. And as time is running down, I feel like St. Joe's has a lot more to fight for.
Yeah, definitely, Isaiah. And I don't know about you, and I don't want to jinx it by any means, but this does have a game primed for overtime and possibly penalties. And St. Joe's a very strong penalty side, so gotta wonder about that. But regardless, still over half of the time left in this second half for any side to get something going, preferably St. Joe's, of course. But definitely an even match so far.
Ball played up. Header won by Mena. Marinello tried to find Ortiz, but unable to there. Really well done there. Shirt pulled there, and Caleb Ward now gets a card as he's getting brought off there. Tactical foul, but as expected, he gets pulled down.
Isaiah, yeah, clear shirt pull there by Caleb. Not too happy with the call there by the ref. Definitely could have gone either way. Definitely a foul, but tough card there. Monroe wins the free kick.
Ball pay in the box. Easy pickings for Bobby Bookie there. Not really good free kick. Bobby now with the long ball. Plays it up. Good touch there from Carlos as he now is timing the ball. Plays the jump Marinello. Unable to find Elon Mena there as Smith now is able to pick up the ball. Plays it right back in that area with no one there. Ball played back. Xavier being pressed down has nothing to do but just boot the ball out of play. Now, one on one, Philip Quee over the Monroe attacker. Really well done there from Xavier. Now Carlos with the ball in the 50. Tries to play it down to Marinello. And the ball just goes out of play there as subs are coming back in. Philip Quees making his way in for Carter Stets.
Yeah, and exactly. Just watching this game makes me really feel for those defenders on the St. Joe side. When you see a 2-on-1 come and you see a player like Xavier Wilback-Tavares able to compose himself and just get that ball out of bounds, it feels me as I'd be pooping my pants, not want to give up any goals here. So props to them.
Carlos plays it to Ortiz, who finds Carlos back. Really well done there. Ortiz, the skillful man, tries to dribble into the box. Really well done there from Monroe, but St. Joe's gets a throw in, and now another chance for a deep throw.
Yeah, and with the addition back, with the addition of Pat again, he's definitely a menace in that box. Forced to be back reckoned with another one of those St. Joe's players that could head the ball, kick the ball, just so many ways to score the ball. So you'd love to see him back on
Exa-
the pitch.
Xavier Tavares now stepping off for the deep throw in. Plays it in, not enough power there to find Zachary Smith, and Monroe get a chance to clear the ball out wide. Carlos with the man on his back lets the ball go out of play as St. Joe's gets a throw in. Bobby Boyke now on the ball. Long boot up, tries to find Patrick Quee, but couldn't find him. Luke Ortiz able to clean it up. Really well done there from the defense from Monroe. St. Joe's does get another throw in though. With a little bit over 19 minutes left in this game, still 0-0 on both sides. Patrick Quee with the ball, trying to find Ortiz, unable to there. Monroe get a chance to clear the ball out wide. Now with their own counterattack. Ball played down. Zachary Smith and Bobby Boyke able to clean that up there. As a lot of action just happened in the last 20 seconds.
Yeah, it's hit back and forth. St. Joe's almost had a goal, and then Monroe almost had a goal. But regardless, no goals so far this half. Been the story of the game, just back and forth, fouls and aggressiveness by both teams. Could be either team's game and foul given there.
Monroe now with the throw in. As Coach Enzo was talking to the ref there, a little bit of disagreement on any foul, on a foul given there. Monroe with a little bit of time stepping in for this throwing. Aiden, what do you think St. Joe's needs to do in order to get past this final third and get a goal?
Yeah, they know it's been very hard with this Monroe defense. They have not really shown too many cracks so far defensively, and Isaiah, that was all ball. I mean, we had a clear view right from the press box here. Isaiah, that was all ball. St. Joe's furious with that call. Lucky no card was given because it was a back tackle, but regardless, that was all ball. Should not have been called there. But back to your question, I mean, St. Joe's has really just got to resecure that passing that they had in a lot of the early games of the season. Just really maintain possession. Having possession has scored them so many goals countless times again. This mindset where they only have the ball a few times is not going to get them anywhere.
Czarnecki tries to find Carlos, just gets the ball to him. He gets brought down. St. Joe's gets called for a foul.
St. Joe's gets the foul there, exactly. But regardless, St. Joe's another free kick opportunity here. Imagine Darian will be taking it, possibly Noah.
Ruben Horst, the only player stepping on this free kick. Zachary Smith and Philip Quee both making the way up in the box. Ball played out wide. Zachary Smith the target. Easy pickings there from the Monroe keeper though.
Yeah, not too much to worry. They just ran and crowded in. Now he punts it upfield, but just again, no offense for the St. Joe's team. Would love to see them pass more.
Ortiz with the ball in the midfield. Takes his space. Good idea. Finds Patrick Quee. Even better defended there, but Patrick Quee was almost through on goal. Really good last minute coverage.
Yeah, Isaiah, that was phenomenal. We could kick that ball out of bounds. Packby had a clear line of sight to the goal. Would have been him and the keeper, but the defender came in, tapped the ball out of bounds for St. Joe's throwing. Monroe not out of the woods yet.
Czarnecki steps in for this in swinging corner on his right foot. So many players just clustered in that box as Czarnecki steps in, takes the corner, ends up going all the way back post. Patrick tries to put it back in. Phil try with the one touch, unable to get the connection there, and Xavier just lets the ball go out for a throw in.
Yeah, all of us holding our breath here as we watch each dying shot. Just over 15 minutes left to play in this GMC final.
No goal yet so far with 60 plus minutes played. Philip Quee plays the ball out wide. Good ball there. Finds Charnecki. 1-on-1. Puts it in the box. Zachary Smith still up there playing as striker now. Monroe can get that clearance though.
Yeah, it seems like Zach never really got back after that free kick. Still just sitting in the box, which is honestly great positioning for the St. Joe's. Could be a strategy change as he's a tall player and St. Joe's cannot really get anything on the ground going.
Smith is still up there. Good skill there from Ortiz. Really good skill there from Ortiz. Tries to find Smith. Unable to just get past that defender there though. Ortiz really good dribbling. But now Monroe get the ball on the other side of the field. Look at the pace there on that battle there. Xavier pulling his full effort there and really well done there. But Monroe does win a corner.
Fans really happy on that Monroe side with that corner. Some phenomenal defense by Xavier, but better offense by this Monroe side to get that corner kick in. Maybe a good chance for them in this half, which they haven't had too many of.
Yeah, I expect these players to be gassed, honestly, as a corner is not being taken.
They're lining up to take the corner here. St. Joe's fans egging them on. Ball played in.
Ball just goes out of play, and that's an easy goal kick for St. Joe's. Now, Marinello trying to get through. Again, Monroe with that defense, and it's just been a struggle for both sides all game to get a chance on goal. Ball played out wide. Zachary Smith and Philip Quee both back there to stop the attack. Carlos with the pace just get to that ball there. And he still goes, and he finds Ortiz. Really well done there from Carlos. Monroe's able to just relax for a small moment here on the ball.
This has been one of the most exciting 0-0 games I've ever seen in my life. I mean, so much back and forth.
His GMC finals, Aiden. What do you expect? Both teams really want this game here. Marinello trying to win that ball, unable to. Rubenhorst though with the cleanup. And now he's taking his space. He dribbles up. Philip Quee up to his left. He still goes. He gets brought down. Foul for St. Joe against St. Joe's, and this is a really prime opportunity for a goal.
I say this is the closest free kick St. Joe's had so far. You might actually see a shot on goal here. Gotta wonder who take it is. Card is given. Player seems to be hurt on the sideline. We're gonna take a break real quick here, but God hope he's okay.
We are back as that was Elon Mena who got brought down, but he's back up on his feet. Good to see him. As now Zachary Smith with a whole bunch of Monroe players in front of him as he's getting ready to step up, take this free kick. He did score in an area similar to this last game on Tuesday against East Brunswick.
Isaiah, you think that takes the shot on target?
I would hope so. That's really what Zach Smith is there to do up there on the box. Rubenhorst steps up alongside him. Foul goes quiet. Zach, shot, deflected, and a little bit anticlimactic there as the keeper is able to pick that ball up.
Deflection here for Zach. Gotta wonder what would happen if that Monroe third didn't get the deflection, but regardless, Monroe ball once again. Just so much back and forth so far.
Good touch there from Ortiz, unable to get past that Monroe player, unfortunately there. Ball now played out wide. Carlos there for the defense. And he does well there as Monroe does win a throw in.
Just gotta keep sighing during this game. I mean, that Zach free kick into an almost Monroe attacking front. It's just been like that all game. No time to hold your breath so far. Fans, do not stop watching. We have just under over 10 minutes left to play in this game. Possible extra time and even penalties. So hang in there.
Monroe steps up for this throw in. Ball taken in. No option there as it goes out. Monroe getting another chance for a throw in.
Isaiah feels like these stones and free kicks are the only time you can really take a breath because anytime the ball in play, it's not like either team is really maintaining possession. It's just back and forth.
Monroe just holding on to the ball there. Whole lot of opportunities, no goals. However, Monroe trying to get that ball back there. Foul called against them, however.
And subs coming in here, Carter Stet's coming back on the field. Haven't seen him in quite a bit. Gotta wonder if he can jolt this Falcons offense as trying to see who's coming off the field. That'll be Carlos coming off the field. He's had a great past couple minutes, so you definitely want to give him a break. But hopefully Carter can jolt this St. Joe's offense. And during this downtime, just want to shout out some of our other we have NFL shows and NFL fantasy shows going up weekly, as well as an NBA show coming up. So definitely check out the St. Joe's Media YouTube for that, as well as live streaming those sports coming up.
Right now, time taken there, but Luke Ortiz able to play the ball to Philip Quee, who plays it up wide. 10, 10 minutes left in this game here, as still a stalemate has happened so far. Monroe with a chance. Well done there from Philip Quee on that defensive side. Now finds Zachary Smith. Tries to find Carter Stetz. Really good ball there. Stetz unable to win it there as it just goes out of bounds there. Bad communication.
Yeah, unfortunately, they had a great ball by Zach just over Carter's stats, but we enter these last 10 minutes of regular time for the GMC. You just gotta wonder who wants it more, Isaiah.
Yeah, that's what the story has been all game so far. Is no one's able to break through either defense here with a little bit under 10 minutes now left in this game. Still 0-0. I'm Isaiah Mel. Joined with me is Aiden De Silva still as we are covering this game. A battle in the midfield right now as Carter Stetz is able to launch the ball for a little bit. He gets called for a foul and Monroe gets a free kick.
Yeah, and Isaiah, regardless of the outcome here, this is not the end of the road for either teams. Obviously, both teams going into states. Monroe will be playing Heightstown on the 4th for their first game of the season, or the state championship, excuse me. And St. Joe's will be playing, one second, Notre Dame in their first game, third next week on Thursday.
A lot of time for the keeper as Patrick Quee sprints trying to win that ball up there. Good touch in the midfield there from Stetz as he finds Mena. Whole lot of time for him in the midfield. He's still on the ball. He decides to play it out wide to Carter Stetz. Time is ticking. Carter Stetz loses the ball. Well done again from the Monroe defense. Now they're on the counterattack. Xavier misses the challenge there. 2-on-2 opportunity. Now 3-on-2. Monroe still through on goal. Well done there from Philip Quiaz. They have not gone a shot off there, but ball playing in the box. Wow, that was so close for going in there. But again, just by the grains, not able to get a goal.
Isaiah, that player took out a foot, and if ball's a foot lower, that's in the back of the net. I think if he gets the right deflection going, but not able to get it in the back of the net.
And St. Joe's not only trying to win this GMC game, but trying to keep their undefeated record strong. Xavier Lubbock Tavares now on the ball. Decides to play it up long. Marinello loses the ball up there in the midfield. Now Monroe has it again. Well done there from Xavier. Now he has time. Marinello. Mena. Kui. Good touch there. Ends up going back to Marinello. Kui. Marinello! Through on goal! Last minute save there from the keeper again. Now the game is getting a lot more interesting.
Isaiah, you know what's different about that possession by St. Joe's, which they have not had all day? Time. They have not had time to pass the ball like they just did and really find open players. And for the first time in a while, they've had that great passing, phenomenal opportunity. You want to see that more and more in these last 7 minutes and possibly leading in extra time.
Carter Stets now out wide. Tries to launch the ball, unable to there as he just gets called for a foul. Complains there from everywhere there as Monroe does get a free kick.
Yeah, St. Joe's fans not at all happy, and Monroe fans very happy. This fans have definitely been a key factor in this game. Both sides just very passionate about this game, wanting to see the teams win. You love to see that on this cold October night, Halloween.
Ball played into the box. Monroe just holding on to the ball there with three different St. Joe's players on the ball. Goal kick there for St. Joe's. Substitution as Caleb Ward makes his way on the field.
Yeah, and as Caleb Ward comes on, you see Carter Stets come off the field. He's been on for a while, so you like to see him get a break. But well, let's see Caleb Ward add some of that offensive, obviously left wing there. So I want to see add some of that offensive mindset that he definitely has.
Zachary Smith plays the ball up wide again. Patrick Quee tries to flick it on to Marinello there, but well done there from the Monroe defense. The nuke substitute Caleb Ward just unable to win that ball that goes out for Monroe, throwing with a little bit over 5 minutes left in this game. Phil, Bobby, nothing to do but just boot the ball out there. That right back to Monroe, however. Really well picked up there from St. Joe's. Bobby Bookie is able to control the ball. Ref now blowing the whistle. Looks like he's going up to the St. Joe's bench as a player is down there.
Yeah, gotta hope he's okay. Not too sure who it is, blocked by all the fans, but
Yeah, it's Caleb Ward who's down the field. Let's hope he's okay as he just got brought back in. Something wrong with his one of his looks like that's his right leg as he's not down on the floor. We'll hope he gets better.
I'll take a quick break right here. Jesus.
And we are back here as Bobby Boogie gets a boot up on the field. Caleb Ward, they get carted or just picked up off the field there as Carlos Valenzuela makes his way back on now for him.
Yeah, gotta hope Caleb is okay. Speedy recovery, possibly get back into this game, but game plays on. St. Joe's looking for an offensive chance.
Carlos in the box. Joe unable to get that touch there. Still 0-0 there as that is another good chance for Marinello to get a chance on goal.
Yeah, I like that play there by Carlos trying to get the in-swinger there. Obviously, no one home, Joe unable to get there, but could have very easily been in the back of the net. So, in the game where there has not been too many shots on goal or anything, great to see that.
Goal kick now for Monroe. Ball booted way up into the midfield. Men with the header down, called for a foul push on the back there. Pretty fair as Monroe gets a free kick.
Fans not happy with that call, feeling as though it is uneven for both teams. Regardless, play on with Monroe in possession here. And you just look at both of these goalies here, Isaiah. I mean, obviously, no goals in the back of the net, in part due to the defense, but two amazing senior goalies dueling it here, and Drew and Bobby. Just love seeing good goalkeeper play. Obviously, people love to see the goals, but a strong defensive game is just as exciting.
Yeah, both keepers have had one uh, like really good save, honestly, against the opponent. Bobby Bookie with that save in the first half with that 1-1 opportunity, and then Drew with the other save from outside the box had to stretch out his arms. As now, Rubenos is now deep in the midfield. Finds Zachary Smith with a little bit over 3 minutes left. Boots the ball up wide. Looks like there's a player there. That's Charnegi. Finds Kui. Unable to dribble past the goal. Another opportunity. No goal still. But really good play there from St. Joe's.
Isaiah, my heart keeps stopping every one of these plays. Just want to see one of them go in the back of the net with just about 3 minutes left to play in this game.
Darian just heads the ball out of play there. Time is ticking for both sides to get a goal before extra time and maybe even penalties. Don't taken deep. Headed away there by Noah Charnecki. No foul there given. St. Joe's throwing.
Fans furious, but play on as St. Joe's with the throw-in.
Monroe forced to play the ball out wide again, goes out of bounds. As Caleb Boyd, we do see on the bench, is now back up on the field. Looks like he might come on soon.
Some of the players hyping up the fans. Love to see that. Rumbling their feet. Just about 2 minutes left to play. I wonder if St. Joe's can get one or two more offensive opportunities.
Zachary Smith. Philip Quee right back to Zachary Smith. Good turn there from Ortiz. He dribbles up into the box, plays it out wide. Way too much there. Just goes out for a goal kick. That would have been a chance of a lifetime.
Well said by Luke. We love to see that heart and determination dribbling through about 5 Monroe defenders, but nothing to show for it. But you love to see, like I said, that heart and determination. Gives St. Joe's some energy going into this possible extra time.
Really good goal kick there. But Xavier was able to just kick the ball out for a throw from Monroe. Monroe. Looks like they're going to get ready for a deep throwing. Yeah, might be the case. Ball played down the line instead. Really good dribbling. Brought down, no penalty. That looked like a clear foul to me. And the ref is calling back play there. Free kick from Monroe, but a ball brought down. No penalty given there from the ref.
Right there. Scary, scary play here. 40 seconds left to play. Very well could have been a penalty there. Not sure. Definitely contact in the box, but you don't want to call the game there 40 seconds. But regardless, Monroe with the likely last chance of the game for either side going into extra time. Overloading the box. This could be the game, Isaiah.
30 seconds left. All but two Monroe players in the box, all but one St. Joe's player in the box. Ball played in. Headed by Xavier. Really well done defensively. Charnecki nothing to do but just play the ball out as Monroe now is the last chance in regulation. Ball played down. Xavier again. He's just everywhere on the field there. That will be it for the end of regulation. Now we are heading into overtime. I'm Isaiah Melo. Joining me is Aiden Da Silva. And now we will see you soon for some overtime action.
Wow.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, for some GMC finals action now as St. Joe takes on Monroe High School. We're now in overtime. This is going to be a golden goal sort of setting. So if any team scores, that's going to be it. If no team scores, we're going to have to go for the foreseeable penalties. Now, St. Joe's on the ball in their box. Starting off quick. Elon Mena. The ball gets kicked out of play, and that's now a throw-in for St. Joe's.
Yeah, and Isaiah, obviously 10-minute halves into the extra into the penalties if it comes to that. But St. Joe's ended that half really strong. Obviously, could have some amazing opportunities, but you'd like to see them get a goal here. Don't want to leave it up to pens.
Ortiz. Shot! Far wide there. No threat for the goalie there, but Ortiz with an early shot in this overtime.
Yeah, Monroe with the goal kick here, first possession of this overtime. As you just gotta wonder. I said it earlier. I'll say it again. Who wants it more?
Ball bounced twice over the entire midfield. Zachary Smith has the result of playing it to Ortiz. Well done there from Ortiz. He goes. Carlos Venegas Manuelos, who's in for the injured Caleb Ward right now. He plays it back to Zachary Smith. Kui leaves it out for Bogi. Kui with the composure there finds Xavier Lebeck Tavares, who now dribbles up into the midfield. Well done there from Xavier. He dribbles in. Marinello. Strong touch. He's still on the ball there. Ends up getting the ball out wide. Charnecki. Good touch. Plays it through. Well defended there from Monroe. Corner for St. Joe's and a really good opportunity.
I mean, paying homage to our good friend Anthony Tagliano. Whatever goal comes first will be the straw that breaks the camel's back. Just absolutely. I still don't know what that quote means, but just scary, scary stuff by both of these teams. Just back and forth, back and forth.
Now, Charnecki steps in for this corner. Puts it in the box. Over everyone there. Patrick Quee has won the ball at the edge of the box, though. Dribbling in the box. Shot! Smith with the goal wide open. Couldn't find it on target. The best chance by far of the game goes out of play. Monroe goal kick.
Isaiah, I thought that was it, Isaiah. Oh my days. Wow. Just wow.
Zachary Smith there, probably with his hands on his head there, unable to find that goal. Probably the best chance so far. No, by far the best chance of the game as Tavares is able to pick up the ball.
Isaiah, we saw Elon score a goal very, very similar to that one last game.
Xavier brought down and finally a foul given there by the ref late call as Xavier gets up in frustration.
Yeah, St. Joe's fans and coaches screaming for that play. Did not want to see any offense by that Monroe side, but wow, I mean, Zach header. I just want to go back to that for a second. He had the whole left side of the net. Obviously, you got to put yourself in his shoes. Absolutely athletic weapon, tough shot there, but could have very well called the game.
Smith, well done in the back, but just gives the ball right away. Now Monroe with the ball. Tries to play it through. Brought down. Foul there on the edge of the box there. Xavier gets called with a foul, and now Monroe with a clear chance to get a goal.
Isaiah, I got to stand up for this one. This is no, Isaiah. This is quite the game, back and forth. This has not disappointed both sides, regardless of who wins, should hold their head high. Obviously, St. Joe's higher expectations, first seed coming into this tournament. Obviously, have not lost yet this season, but just heartbreak as this free kick lining up on the edge of the box.
Boyke sets up this box. This could be the shot to end it all.
You could feel the tension.
The crowd gets silent. Monroe steps up for the shot. Down there by the wall. Really good job there from that defense there. As Monroe picks the ball right back up. Ball now played out wide. In the box. Boyke claims it.
Bobby will not lose this soccer game. I'm calling it right now. He will not let St. Joe's lose. They will find a way to win, whether it be in pens, whatever it may be.
Ortiz. Good composure there. Finds Carlos now with a lot of time. He gets called back for the foul, however.
finally could take a breath. Just wow, from that Zach header into this amazing chance by Monroe. Just Isaiah, I've been holding my breath so far.
Ball didn't get stopped, so St. Joe's has to retake this free kick. Philip Quee just results to putting it way up in the box. Charnecki flicks it up. Monroe gets the clearance. Unfortunate bounce there as Philip Quee just uses his body there. Well done there from Quee. Finds Ortiz. Goes right back to Quee. He goes. He still goes. He puts in the box. Couldn't find anyone there. Ruben was able to clean it up. Carlos, back to Xavier. Well done. Again from Xavier. He keeps on going. Charnecki, Xavier with the flick up. Finds Marinello, who's been really quiet all game. Ball goes out, and that is a St. Joe's throwing.
Wow, Isaiah, just wow. 3 minutes, 30 seconds left in this first half. Just I'm speechless.
Carlos, a lot of time on the ball. Brings it back to Ortiz. Ortiz gets brought down there. No foul from the ref. Ball gets played down the line, but Carlos and Phil collectively, with the pace, lets the ball go back to Bobby. Ball play in the midfield. Patrick Queen able to win it. Carlos just gets back to win it though. Good job as he fills in those shoes of Caleb Ward. Monroe now on the ball. And that is Zach, who just lets the ball go out of play. Well done there from Zachary Smith.
Isaiah, win picking up so far. I gotta wonder if that'll be a factor going late into this game.
Carlos with the throw in. Elon Mena unable to get that flick over, but St. Joe's does get the ball still with another throw in. Carlos plays the ball down the line. Flicked out of play.
St. Joe's will inch down the field if they have to, Isaiah.
Carlos, another throw down the line. This time it does stay in balance there, but it goes just to Monroe. St. Joe's with a strong aggressive press. Wubenhorst plays it to the number 10, Luke Ortiz. Marinello, good body feint, but unable to hold on to the ball. Goes out of play. Another throw in.
Yeah, just under 2 minutes left to play in this first half of extra time, Isaiah. Just speechless so far. This has been one chaotic game. Just no clear winner so far. It could go either way. And
Big play after another, but no chance yet. Marinello tries to flick it over. Could not find the up opponent there. Wubenhorst loses the ball in the midfield. Now Monroe have a chance. Ball played. Kui with the overheader. Wubenhorst gets brought down there. Easy call there for the ref. Ortiz. Ball played out wide. Flicked over. Could not find Kui there. Good flick from Charnecki. Ball just gets played out of bounds, and that is a throw in for St. Joe's. 1 minute left in the first half of overtime. Still no goal. Still only stalemate so far. Wubenhorst has to play the ball back. Kui plays the ball up immediately. Marinello unable to get the flick over. Monroe can get a touch. Now they're on a counter. Carlos, he's there. Monroe gets it back. Over Philip Kui. This is the chance for Monroe. They get the shot. And a block. What a save from Bobby. Goes out of play for a corner. That was the chance of the game.
Isaiah, I am speechless. Wow, just wow, wow, wow. I said the Monroe player was through on net, and Bobby Borky, last ditch effort, sprawled out, makes the save. He is not going down. What did I say 2 minutes ago, Isaiah? He will not go down.
I could totally agree with you there. That was definitely the through chance to get Monroe the win, but just Bobby, who's just everywhere. That is definitely one of the saves of the season.
You know that song about Holland, Isaiah? You can say the same thing about Bobby.
Monroe puts the ball in the box. No one, however, anticlimactic corner there, as that's probably gonna be the last play. I'm still lost for words there. That is the end of first half of regulation. We will be back for second half action. And we are back for the last 10 minutes of overtime here. I'm Isaiah Mill. Joining me is Ainda Silva. A really crazy game so far, and still no goal has been scored as a throw-in is now taken here for St. Joe's.
Isaiah, any energy that they have left in the tank, they have got to pour it all out in these last 10 minutes. You do not want this game going to pets. At that point, it's up to anybody's hands there. So you just want to get a goal in, win the game, relax in the state play. But
Marinello on the ball now. Plays the ball out wide. Finds Charnecki. He has a one-on-one. Tries to put in the box there. Well done there from Monroe defense. Ball just gets played out there for St. Joe's throwing. But like you were saying, Aiden, so far 90 plus minutes of soccer has been played. Not a lot of subs have been made from either side either. This is probably the biggest game for most of these players' lives.
yeah, Isaiah, I mean,
Trying to get with the throw-in. Tries to find Smith. Ortiz just drags it out wide.
yeah, not quite the touch Luke wanted. Obviously, off that right foot, a little off the left toe, I think, on that foot. But just Isaiah, I don't even know what to say anymore. This game has been one hell of a game. It was very physical. The physicality has definitely calmed down as the game has gone on, but both teams still very very aggressive. Both want it, not letting up at all. It's just been one crazy game. That definitely game of the year.
Keeper trying to set up for this goal kick. The wind is now playing a big toll. It is a really cold Halloween night. Thank you for all the fans here who are here watching instead of trick or treating.
Definitely
St. Joe's
agree.
with the throw in. Phased right out of bounds there as Carlos steps up for another throw in, who is still in for Caleb Ward, who is likely out for the rest of this game.
Yeah, Caleb. Not seeing him on the sideline, so gotta wonder where he's maybe getting tended to by the athletic trainer, but maybe fatigue starting to play a factor for a lot of these players.
Marinello, good touch there. Shot! What a save! And these changes that keep coming from both squads there. That is a save. Now in the box still. Monroe unable to get the clearance. Rubenhorst on the ball. Monroe are finally able to recuperate. What a save there from Drew.
I don't even know what to say anymore. I mean, wow, what a shot by Joe on the other side of the net. The keeper fully extended, just came to play. Wow, I told you earlier in this game, just wow, 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 wow.
Mena unable to break past that first player. Fans arguing that was out there. No call there. Ball goes out, and that is now a throw in for Monroe.
St. Joe's bench getting antsy there as they thought the ball was out, but regardless, ref let them play on. Monroe throw in on the St. Joe side.
Monroe now the throw in. Ortiz with the good tackle. Monroe still with the ball. Down the line, played into the box. Philip is able to just recuperate and clear. Charnecki with the flick. Marinello. He gets called. That's a foul on a Monroe player there. Rocca gets a card as well. He's furious over with that call there.
Yeah, foul obviously called on the Monroe player. They're getting the card, but Coach Rock also getting the call for, I believe, some foul language. But anything is justified in this game. As I mean, 6 minutes left to play, and I feel like it'd be doing a disservice if this game wasn't decided by an absolute screamer. Wind once again starting to pick up. Gotta be wonder if that'll be a factor here for this long free kick.
Wubenhorst tries to step up here for a free kick. As Carter Stats gets ready to come off the bench here. Deep free kick taken in from Wubenhorst. Just too low there for Smith to get that flick on. Ortiz with the flick over though. Monroe finally gets a clearance. Rubenhorst back on the ball in the midfield. Tries to put the ball up in the box. No player there. Goes out for a goal kick for Monroe.
Here comes Carter Stats off the bench. That'll be no Trenecki coming off the pitch. He's been off for quite a while, so definitely need a breather, especially going into these pens here. Imagine he'll be one of those top pen takers for St. Joe's if it comes to that, as Monroe ends up with a goal kick.
Let's hope it doesn't go to pens here as a goal kick is getting ready for Monroe. Ball played up wide. Calls with the first flick. Monroe wins a throw in now in St. Joe's opposition. Deep ball in. Smith with the first touch. Unable to find anyone. Kui. Well done there. Played out wide.
As anytime I see a ball played into the center of the box, my heart just stops. God forbid that ball gets through.
Ortiz plays it in the midfield. Now Stets. He decides to turn. Finds Mena. Well done there. As Carlos tries to hold on to the ball. Just loses it. Philip Queen and Xavier do really well there to win that ball.
That was a phenomenal step by Phil. They're obviously been kind of quiet on that defensive front, but
Ortiz. Now with the win. Plays it out wide. Carter Stets. First touch. Gets a shot. Poor there. That was off his weak foot. Goes right into Drew's hands, but a really good opportunity there from the winger.
I love that idea by Carter there. Everyone was expecting him to cross it in, obviously right footed hitter. Crossed, I mean, brought the ball right back in and took the shot. I mean, obviously right at the keeper, but I love the idea there.
Mena tries to get through. Doesn't get called up for the foul. Now it's Monroe. Wubenhorst, who's been phenomenal all game, just gets that win. Monroe still get the ball. Boomerhorst again with the win and draws a foul. Well done there from the CDM.
Yeah, Darian after playing one hell of a game so far. Isaiah playing his heart out, dribbling up and down the field. Now Monroe player down. God hope he's okay. I think a card was just given. Not sure, but we're gonna take a quick break here as Monroe player is down and looks to be really, really hurt.
And we are back here for, I would say, the last 4 minutes left of this overtime game for the GMC finals. It is still 0-0, not a single goal scored, but a lot of excitement here for both squads there as Xavier wins the ball. Marinello with the touch. Xavier. Lot of time for Carlos. A lot of time. He dribbles in with some space and some pace. He keeps going.
Nice rhyming, Isaiah.
Mena. Shot! Whoa, just far left there. Really good chance. Ball goes out of play there. Ashernecki makes his way on the field for Patrick Quee. Or Caleb Ward. Or, yeah, Patrick Quee.
Yeah, Pat Creek coming off there. Caleb Ward's still not in sight. I imagine he's out for the rest of the game. Tough loss there for St. Joe's. Might have been a key penalty taker, but regardless, it's 3 minutes left. Don't want to jinx it. Might not even be going to penalties as it's just been back and forth, back and forth.
Still plenty of time for both squads to get one more nick, one more goal here. Mena with the win, called for the foul. Looks like a little bit of push there on the win there as Monroe are sending players up into the box.
Yeah, they're overloading for sure. They feel like this can be one of their better opportunities of the second half of overtime.
Monroe can now step in. Ball played into the box. Mena with the win. Monroe still has the ball. Cleared there by Carlos. Now it's Charnecki. Unable to get the first touch that he wanted. Ball played through. Cleaned up there from Smith. He's been really crucial this entire season, and he's still doing his job. Now it's Carter Stetz. Gets it down. Tries to find Ortiz. Number 10 still on the ball. Well done from him. He gets brought down. No call there from the ref. He probably should have passed the ball there. Now Monroe is on the ball. Easy pickings there from Quee. And now with a little bit over a minute 30 left, this is really going down to the wire.
This is the most exciting high school soccer game I've ever watched in my life.
Carter Stetz with a good amount of time. Has Charnicki on his right and has Joe in the middle. Too weak of a pass though, but he just picks it up. Finds Rubenhorst now. All the way out wide. Smith, who's now up in an attacking spot, puts it in the box. Marinello unable to get that first flick. Whoop. Or no, that's Charnicki who just kicks it out for another deep throwing opportunity for St. Joe's as Zachary Smith is now stepping his way up.
Yeah, big header here for St. Joe's. Under a minute left to play in this game, Isaiah. 0-0. St. Joe's in the offensive front. Long thrower coming in from Noah Trenecki. Could be one of the last chances of the game. Let's see what happens.
Charnicki deep throwing, 40 seconds left. It's this or nothing. He throws it up. Just gets booted out of bounds. Charnecki. Service again. Sends it in. Smith! Right into the keeper's hands there. The whole goal in front of him, but finds none of it besides the man in orange.
So that is the second time this half, and that will likely bring us into these penalties with 15 seconds left. But Isaiah, that is the second time this half. Wow, just wow. Only fitting this game will go down to the last wire. Winner takes all.
Monroe boots it up. Joe gets brought down. Ref calls for the whistle. But ladies and gentlemen, we have penalties.
Wow.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, for our penalty shootout now in the GMC finals. I'm Isaiah Metal. Joining me is Aiden De Silva. 100 minutes of soccer played, no goal scored, and now it's a do or die situation.
Isaiah, wow, that's all I could say to this game. And stepping up to take the first pen is a St. Joe's player, Caleb Ward. We thought he was out of this contest, but he's right back, ready to take this pen. Hopefully, he can make it in and surprise all of us after we thought it was basically neutralized after that one tackle on the near side of the field.
Caleb Ward, one of the better penalty takers on this team. He does practice these a lot in game. He now steps up to take the first one for St. Joe's.
Yeah, and St. Joe's able to decide the side here. Obviously, is the home team, and Bobby Borky chose this side, so seems like there might be a bit of an advantage here. St. Joe's going first, also an advantage. They're setting the tone. Hopefully, they can make it here. Caleb Ward sets the ball just where he likes it. Obviously, a lefty. I like to see a left side here, Isaiah.
Ward to start it off. Easy. Well done. 1-0 St. Joe's.
Calm, cool, collected. What a play there by Caleb Ward. Maybe hurt, maybe not. We do not know, but we do not care.
Yeah, Caleb Ward missed the last 20 minutes of that game with an injury, but he is back and he is active. He just hyped up Bobby Boyke, and now it is his first ever chance to save a penalty shootout.
Isaiah's senior year, did not start the first 3 years, and now he has a chance to win his team the GMC championship. You got to know Bobby is calm, cool, collected. That's his personality. That's his persona. Isaiah, he steps up right here.
Step up. The bar. Wow. That is a start. 1-0 as St. Joe's gets ready to go again. That is a start.
And next up, it'll be Noah Trinecki, ready to take this second penalty. Excuse me, starting with Carter Stetz, not Noah Trinecki, but Carter Stetz will take the second penalty. Young and upcoming junior this year. Gotta imagine all the momentum for St. Joe's here as they made their first pen and Monroe missed their first pen.
Carter Stats now with some leeway, but he obviously will want to slot this one in. Long one up. The junior. Easy finish right down the middle.
Isaiah, so far to these two pets from St. Joe's, no nerves, no nothing, just straight up, get ready to take that shot, and both of them going to that left side, calm, cool, collected. Blonde duo up 2-0 for St. Joe's. Could possibly Bobby save a pen here and give St. Joe's a huge advantage.
Monroe with the chance to get some get back here. The crowd gets quiet again.
Bobby, a master of mind games, not showing any nerves whatsoever, standing tall on his line.
The moon is out.
Will it be a trick or a treat right here, Isaiah?
Boyke could not do anything against that really strong pen as now Rubenhorst steps up for St. Joe's. 1-1.
Isaiah Darian has had a phenomenal game so far. Just absolutely menace at that CDM position. I imagine he goes top ends here. One of those guys that just exhibits confidence and will definitely help St. Joe's right here.
Rubenhorst, one of the four captains now, is now stepping up. Rubenhorst steps up on his left foot. Saved by the keeper. And now we are back in it. Rubenhorst with a controversial pen that was a probably easier save for the keeper, but now Bobby has a lot of stuff to do.
I say, wow. I mean, that was a great shot. I definitely put pace to it. It was by no means a bad shot at all. Keeper just made a phenomenal save. Guessed correctly, went low, and just kind of drop your hands and clap, Isaiah. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. If Bobby does save this pen, it'll be huge. But right now, Monroe could knot it up.
Bobby steps back up. One penalty missed, one penalty down that right hand corner. Could Bobby get his gloves on this one?
Yes, yes, he will.
Oiki, right, right pick, could not get his hands on it, and now it is tied once again. Monroe 2, Joe's 2, as Zachary Smith, the other captain, steps up for this penalty.
Isaiah, I'll take you back to last year. St. Joe's was down 3-0 in pens, and who won that game-winning pen after three straight misses by I forget which team? Zach Smith. I imagine Zach Smith to score a goal easily here.
Yeah, that game against South Brunswick was electric, just like the one we have here. Zachary Smith, who has been so key for this team. all season, honestly. He's now stepping up to take one for St. Joe's.
You know, obviously a left-footed player here.
Zachary Smith, easy penalty down the left. And that is what we want to see from him. Zachary Smith now gets a goal.
Yeah, St. Joe's up 3-2 here, I believe. No, one more after this penalty will be sudden death. So St. Joe's could get a huge save here and then possibly win the game on the next 10 if Bobby Borky can come up with them here. I imagine Bobby dives to his right, our left, and imagine see what happens.
Boyke, stop! Gets a glove on it there. Could not get the save. That was a perfect spot for him, but Monroe just gets that penalty really well done there. Bobby Boogie unable to get his hands on it.
Isaiah, one thing I'll say is Monroe is not shied away from hitting some absolute screamers. No matter where they're shooting the ball, they have absolutely banged it, whether it be bottom right corner, bottom left corner, wherever it may be. Let's try Noah Trinecki steps up to take this next penalty for St. Joe's.
The wind is moving the ball out of the penalty spot. That does not matter. Charnecki steps up, takes his penalty straight down the middle. St. Joe's now have four as Monroe have to get this penalty.
Isaiah, next penalty to miss, the other team wins. The stakes could not be higher. GMC Finals, St. Joe's Falcons versus Monroe Falcons. This could be the game right here, right now, live on St. Joe's Media.
Bobby Boyke, I cannot imagine the amount of weight he has on his shoulders right now. Aiden is walking around the press box with a lot of anticipation.
Isaiah, I'm nervous. I'm not even on the team.
Boyke, death stare.
You can hear the rumblings all the way in China, Isaiah.
The wind is not liking this game right now. Just keeps moving the penalty. Bobby Boyke now forced to make this save. Second time the wind keeps moving and this is just making this anticipation go more and more.
Isaiah, we're being toyed with right now. Toyed with.
Bobby seems unfazed. This is St. Joe's back-to-back GMC champions. Bobby Boyke wins it for St. Joe's, and that is that.
Wow, Isaiah, wow. Not scripted any better. What a win for St. Joe's. GMC champions keep their undefeated streak alive and move on to play states. Just wow, what a save by Bobby when they needed him most.
And that is it for our coverage. More of the footage will be posted on our Instagram page, St. Joe's Media. I'm Isaiah Metal. Join me is Aiden De Silva. That is it. That was the end of our GMC season, and St. Joe's have gotten the narrowest of wins. We will see you next up as St. Joe's takes on the next competition in states.